going on YouTube? This is 3zinferno. So I know I promised you guys a Sacred Crane deck, and I was reminded yesterday. I went to locals at Black Diamond Games, and my friend Sausage Genocide said to me, "I was promised a Sacred Crane deck. I'm a dedicated viewer. I was promised this." So yeah, and some other people have been sending me messages on YouTube and Facebook and such, telling me to put the deck up. So here it is. I actually made it a little better, play testing with it just recently. So here it is. Yeah, 2 Sacred Crane. If you don't know what Sacred Crane does, when this card is special summoned, the controller of this card draws 1 card. If it's special summoned anyway, so from the graveyard, from the hand, from the deck, anyway. And it's a light level, 1600 level 4. Okay, so how do you summon this guy? First, you can use Summoner Monk. You pitch a spell and then special from your deck, draw a card. That is your light and dark right there for a for BLS or Chaos Sorcerer, which is really good. And then it's automatic like an Exceed. They're both level 4. So you draw a card and you make an Exceed, and then you have light and dark material when your Exceed leaves the field. Okay, so that's pretty powerful. Another way you can get Sacred Crane out is Goblinberg. Goblinberg it's like Marauding Captain, except it's level 4, and 200 more attack. So you go Goblinberg into Sacred Crane if you're holding Sacred Crane in your hand. Then you draw a card, and then you can Exceed with it as well. The only worst thing about Goblinberg than Summoner Monk is that Summoner Monk is a dark and Goblinberg is an earth, but it is still a viable play. People ask me why I really like this card. It also works well if you have Glow Bulb in your graveyard. You can make Natura Beast, and makes a lot of good things. You can also, like, if you have Spore in your graveyard, let's say you do this, then you have Scrap Dragon. You remove Dandelion or Lonefire for Spore, make a level 8, and then pop Sacred Crane after you draw a card or something like that, etc. So Goblinberg is actually really useful. Okay, then you have your 3 Tour Guide and your Tsang. These are just really good, especially if you can remove Sacred Crane, and let's say you remove Sacred Crane and Summoner Monk for BLS or Chaos Sorcerer, then you can make a Laver, and then special Crane again, and draw another card, and recycle your lights, put them in your graveyard, because you actually don't run that many lights in this deck. It's really useful. Then you run, of course, your BLS and your Chaos Sorcerer. Again, just really good cards. I don't have to say that much about them, I don't think. Then you run 2 Veilers. I tried to run 3, but I just ran out of room. I'm siding the 3rd one right now. But just ran out of room. So in reality, all you really have is 4 lights, 2 Veilers, and 2 Cranes. But it gets the job done. It's enough. Then you run your 3 Tengus. What can I say about Tengus is it's just really good. I don't really think I need to explain. And the plant engine right here. And then your Glores and Security. So in reality, this deck is sort of just like my Water Tengu Synchro deck. I mean, let me look at it right here. Okay, right here, right here. So the new players in this deck are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me think. If I took out 1 Swamp Frog, 3 Undyne, 2 Controllers, 2 Treeborn, and a Fishborg, I think that's 9 monsters. And here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 monsters. How interesting. Next, the spells. Okay, you have your Book of Moon, Mind Control, Foolish Burial, 1 for 1. I mean, these 2 are always needed in the plant deck. Mind Control is just for any deck that runs tuners or anything. Especially now, you make Exceeds with them, so Mind Control is like a staple. You have your Heavy Storm. Just 2 Space Typhoons. 3 is just unnecessary, I think, right now. Always side the 3rd one, especially when you play decks that like Monarchs or something like that, or Lights one even, and they don't set spells. Your MSTs are dead, so don't. And then you have, of course, your Monster Reborn and your Dark Hole. Okay, I'm choosing to run a Lower Darkness in this deck. You have about 8 targets, I think. Let me check. Here's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's always useful because you can always Laver anything you remove, so it's not a problem. I mean, you can't Laver the Chaos Sorcerer if you didn't properly summon it, but it's okay. And I run Enemy Controller. This is really good for, let's say you plus off of Summoner Monk and Sacred Crane already, draw a card. Then you can tribute one of them for Econ, that sets up your light and dark plays. You can also tribute Dandelion, Summoner Monk, Tsang, anything like that. So really useful. And then Pot of Avarice, just because this combo deck needs something to refuel the deck. So Pot of Avarice. Alright, and then the traps. Wow, I actually run traps now. Alright. So there's 2 Call the Haunted. Call the Haunted is just really good. Right now, when people blind Space Typhoon, which is stupid, don't do that nowadays. Unless you're like really going for a game, don't blind Space Typhoon. But if people do that to you, you can call Sacred Crane, draw a card. You can call back your BLS if someone's trying to reborn it, or your Sorcerer or anything like that. So it's really useful. Calling Tsang, calling Dandelion, calling a Tengu if they like ended up warning it. Then you call it, and then you get to search Tengu. Really good. Then your 2 warnings. Warnings. I know people ask me about warnings. I still really like the card, because even if you run 2 bottomless, I mean, there's a difference, because you can't negate Gores with bottomless. You can't negate JD. Like, I mean, they call priority and they still blow your field with bottomless, so that's not useful. And then just things like that. Then you also have Torrential Tribute, Mirror Force, and Solemn Judgment, just staples. So that is the deck, guys. I hope you guys really like it. I actually personally like it. I really was, if I went to Toronto, I would be debating like until the day of whether I play this deck or Psychics. This deck's a little more powerful than the Psychic deck, but the Psychic deck I feel like is more consistent because it cycles through that cycle, and I keep adding cards in my hand, and it's really useful. And it plays really well. So both decks play really well. It's personal preference on what you would play. Just more meta, I guess, would be this deck. Psychics is a little more like backdoor kind of deck, like that people don't really think about. I really tried to mix both of them. I just couldn't. If the Psychics were light or dark, that could really make it work. The Earth, and I couldn't really put BLS into the deck just because I couldn't fit everything in there. The extra deck just looks like regular extra deck. It's like one of every Exceed, one of every these Exceeds, Levier, Leviathan, Steel Storm, and Utopia, and then one of every Synchro. So that's it for this deck profile, guys. If you guys like it, let me know. Tell me what you guys want to see next, and I'll put it up for you guys. Alright, 3zinferno signing out.